This is Noise from the Cranium. My name is Doug, and in this episode I'm going to take a look at a song that had a slow and rather inauspicious beginning, but went on to be one of the key songs that helped define Southern rock. While I'm at it, I'll also examine a humorous aside that adds to the legacy of the song. Whipping Post, written by Gregg Allman, was recorded by the Allman Brothers in 1969 and released on their debut album.
Run down, I've been lied to. And I don't know why I let that mean woman make me a fool. She took all my money, wrecked my new car. Now she's with one of my good time buddies. They're drinking in some crosstown bar. Sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying.
The song was 5 minutes long and closed the album, which sold poorly and made little impact for the band at the time. However, a live version of the song was released in 1971 on their double album recorded at the Fillmore East. The album and the song provided the band with its artistic and commercial breakthrough. The live version extended the song to over 23 minutes, complete with guitar solos and jams, taking up all of side 4 and becoming a staple of FM radio back in the day. DJs love songs that give them extended bathroom and smoke breaks. On the live recording, one of the band members, probably Gregg Allman, starts to introduce the song.
We got a little number from our first album we're going to do for you. Barry starts her off.
Anticipating the song, a fan shouts out, which the band then proceeds to play. This innocent comment began a running joke that became a trend at rock concerts in the early 70s. Fans attending concerts for other bands during this time would yell out Whipping Post, emulating the guy in the crowd at the Fillmore show. Some who weren't there back then might question whether this was really a thing. Well, luckily I have an example to back it up. In 1974, Frank Zappa was on tour with his band in Europe, and at a show in Helsinki, Finland, an audience member, obviously hip to this joke, shouted out. Zappa, who enjoys audience participation and makes a habit of regularly engaging the fans at his shows, asks him to repeat his request.
Say that again, please.
After he heard what the guy said,
Whipping Post? Okay, just a second.
he informed the fan that the band didn't know that song.
Oh, sorry, we don't know that one. Anything else?
They played the Zappa composition Montana instead.
Ready, Montana.
But Frank took the opportunity to have a bit of a
Wait a minute,
laugh
Whipping Post. No, Montana.
and insert the phrase Whipping Post into the lyric of the song at various points.
Raising it up, waxing it down, tying it to the whipping post.
When these types of situations arose during a concert, Zappa's quick wit and humor shone brightly, and he could improvise with the best of them.
Oh, boss, 'cause I'd be raising my lonely whipping post.
He took the odd comment shouted by the guy at the back of the hall and turned it into a running gag, ad-libbing it repeatedly during the course of the song, cracking up the rest of the band in the process.
And then I would get a person, tie them up to the whipping post, and beat the living shit out of them until that guy in the audience was satisfied. But
Later, Zappa thought that if they only knew the song at the time, they could have blown this guy's socks off.
my lonely whipping post flaws.
Fast forward to 1981, when Bobby Martin joined Zappa's band on keyboards, sax, and vocals. Once Frank realized that Martin had the right kind of voice for Whipping Post, he had the band learn it and stuck it into the repertoire. The band did a straight-up version of it and played the hell out of it. Zappa proceeded to play the song about 100 times between 1981 and 1988, usually as an encore.
I've been run down, Lord, and I've been lied to. And I don't know why I let that mean woman make me out a fool. She took all my money and wrecked my new car. Now she's with one of my good time buddies, drinking in some crosstown bar. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post. Tied to the whipping post. Tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying.
This killer version of the song was included on Frank's 1984 album Them or Us, and included a lengthy guitar solo by Frank. The song has subsequently appeared on numerous live recordings, including one where he gives the nod to his son Dweezil, who plays the guitar solo. Zappa used Whipping Post as a vehicle for his guitar solos, editing them out of the live recordings of the song, and releasing them as standalone pieces on his series of guitar solo records. This piece, entitled For Dwayne, was dedicated to late Allman Brothers guitarist Duane Allman and features a solo over Joe Walsh's Rocky Mountain Way riff. I often wondered why Zappa would release a cover version of Whipping Post, since he was such a prolific songwriter himself. Turns out that, in his inimitable style, Zappa chose to record this song for its historic significance and folklore to his touring bands. Any Zappa fanatic will tell you that he is driven by band folklore, finding it both a rich source of material and highly amusing to himself and therefore the band. It's one of the things that makes him such a unique performer. 50 years later, Whipping Post finds itself on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's list of 500 songs that shaped rock and roll, and is number 393 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of 500 greatest songs of all time. Not bad at all for a song that nearly sank to obscurity, wallowing at the end of a mostly unsuccessful debut album. This has been Noise from the Cranium. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.
Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. You know I believe. I said I believe. I said I do believe. I really do believe. I'm gonna say it again. I believe there just ain't no such thing as dying.